This is an update video on the recently found Chocobo Anywhere, or should I say Chocobo Everywhere glitch that has been discovered by xDarcy. I want to go back and actually show the glitch again from the get-go. We actually figured out how to do the glitch from the start to finish, meaning from basically simple story progression until we can get it basically anywhere. I just need to find the Jahara save, which should be this one. Yes. So, where we stand right now in the story is we just received Larsa after getting to Jahara, and we're now on our way to Eriod Village. That's important. This has to be in the story before you go to Eriod Village, because from what we know so far, this glitch is only doable at Eriod Village once you open up. Once Eriod Village gets opened up. This has something to do how the path to Eriod Village gets opened during a cutscene. But yeah, you will see it later. So the first thing we do is we hop on a Chocobo. And we're just going to Eriod Village. Now, what you can do is you can leave this Chocobo if you want to. You don't have to. You can take this Chocobo with you to Eriod Village, or take this one. Like, either or is okay. I'm using this one so I have like an extra 10 seconds of timer in my Chocobo. And now we're walking, or should I say running, to Eriod Village. And the setup is actually fairly straightforward. It's just very specific in the turn of events that you have to do. Okay, what's important here, you do not want to dismount the Chocobo before this cutscene. You might have seen speedrunners dismount before the cutscene, which does save some time in speedruns, but if you want to do this glitch, you cannot dismount until I say so. So you want to skip this cutscene, and as you see now, the path to Eriod Village is opened up. Now, this path is not opened up at any other point when you get here. Meaning, if after this cutscene you would actually go out of this zone and come back, you would actually have to dismount the Chocobo and then open up the Eriod Village path yourself. If you've played this game casually and you've walked to Eriod Village that way, then you notice, oh, you actually have to quote-unquote talk to the pathway to open it. However, here, after the cutscene, it opens by itself. So what you want to do, and this is very important, this screen right here, you want to walk into the zone line with the Chocobo and press dismount. Now check what happens. The Chocobo theme still plays while we get the autosave. Chocobo theme goes away after the autosave. That's a very important detail that I never noticed before. Okay. So now, the very first thing you want to do is save on a separate save file. Or, well, any save file that you want to, but I'm just using a separate save file. But yeah, choose any save file that you want to overwrite. It doesn't matter which one, but just save. So I just took 32 for, yeah, anyway. So we have now our save file on 32. What you do now, you want to go to the title screen and go to trial mode. Now, you do not want to load this autosave. You actually want to load the new save, the made one. Now, why do I want to do that? Why do I want to load the, not the autosave, but the save file that I made? So the reason and how I'm understanding how this glitch works is that if you load into trials on your manually made save, the game creates a new autosave. As you saw, after getting through the first trial, I got another autosave, right? So if I load the game, the autosave from getting into Idiot Village is gone, and I now have one autosave. That is the autosave from before, from getting into Idiot Village, and now this one. So if I load this autosave, the autosave from the trials, which is the save I loaded from the hard save I made, plus the autosave that happened before are now married. Or should I say they're combined. Meaning that the Chocobo that we had in the, that we quote unquote saved with us is now also here. Because the autosave had the Chocobo with us. It's kind of complicated to like wrap your head around, but if you like spend some time thinking about it, then you probably figure it out. So you don't have to continue the story. You don't. However, what you can do now, you can teleport anywhere you want, legitimately anywhere. What's a good place? What's a good place? Tomb of Wraithwall is a good one. Then the game asks you this, which is something that should never ever happen. Why? In FF12, you can only go on a Chocobo, or should I say, you can only be on a Chocobo without dismounting, or other way around. You cannot interact with anything without dismounting from the Chocobo. You cannot interact with chests, you cannot interact with doors, you cannot interact with the save or teleport crystals, you cannot interact with the airship, you cannot interact with enemies, and so on and so forth. Once you're on the Chocobo, the only thing you can do on like the active screen, and I'm not talking about like menu screens or anything, like going back into the triangle menu and like change equipment. On the active screen, you can only run around with the Chocobo, and you can dismount. Those are the only two options that you can do while on Chocobo. So how is it that I can get this text prompt right here while also being on a Chocobo, whilst I've clearly dismounted the Chocobo? So this text box is the first indicator that the glitch worked. So, yeah. It says teleporting was caused to dismount, proceed, yes. And this actually does dismount you. And we actually want that to happen. Okay, so now we're going to save again. We're going to save again. Any save file you'd like. I'm just using 32 again. You can use any save file you want. And now I'm going back to the title screen and load trial mode again. And load again the save file that I just made. But as you see this time, we didn't get Chocobo in trials. That's because I dismounted. You don't have to get the Chocobo in trials to get it in the overworld anywhere you want. What you need to do is to get the proceed to dismount thing from the teleport. Then go and make a different save file. And now if I load the same save file, or should I say if I load this autosave, I'll be on a Chocobo. GG. Now this works literally on every single save file possible. You could do this in Great Crystal. You could do this in Henna Mines. I've shown this off just now here because I thought this was the most convenient place to do and the fastest way. Because I didn't want to go through the entirety of Henna Mines. But you can do that there as well. I probably have a save file somewhere with a Great Crystal. Let me see. It should be somewhere like in the 90s-ish. Baywood, Draklor. Oh yeah, I have one in Draklor. You can get a Chocobo into Draklor Laboratories, which is not supposed to be possible. Right. Right. You actually have to go into Trials. And then load that. Never mind. But yeah, I've set this up before, like these I set up a couple of saves before, for testing purposes, and there's some really interesting results you can get from here. And I just want to show you guys what kind of interesting results you can get. So if you want to play around with this glitch yourself, feel free to do so. There's some really fun stuff you can do with it. I would highly recommend just like playing around with everything you have. And then yeah, load the autosave. And everything should be a-okay. I should have the Chocobo. Perfect. There we go. Chocobo in Draklor. That should not be a thing usually. But because of the glitch, that's not possible. Now, watch what happens if I enter Sid. Now, to take the fun away, sadly, the Chocobo does not appear in the cutscene, so I'm just going to skip the cutscene. But, watch what happens now. I'm out of bounds. Which basically never happens in all of Final Fantasy XII. However, if you do this glitch, you almost always get out of, like, most of the time you get out of bounds if you're inside a dungeon with the Chocobo. Same with Great Crystal. I've tried it at Great Crystal and in Gyrovagon at many possible places, and you'll always land out of bounds. Most of the time you land out of bounds. One of the few ones that I remember that it worked was actually Henna Mines. I don't know about Still Shrine. I don't think I tested Still Shrine. Wait, never mind. I tested Still Shrine, and you are not out of bounds in Still Shrine. However, you are in Great Crystal and in Gyrovagon. And as you can see, I cannot move while out of bounds. So if you were to find anything out of bounds related in this game, we would not be able to move anyway. So we would have to find a way to move in out of bounds first. And another thing, while you're out of bounds and you're on Chocobo, and the timer runs out, nothing can happen. And also, if I want to dismount, the game says you cannot dismount here. So yeah, this is how you completely get the Chocobo anywhere possible if there is a save crystal. That's the only thing that keeps it from actually everywhere. It would be funny to get the Chocobo inside Bahamut, but as of right now, we don't know how to get it onto Bahamut, because Bahamut does not have a save crystal. So yeah, that's the update on the Chocobo anywhere/everywhere glitch. I hope you have fun with it. You can play around with as much as you want. There's a lot of fun things you can do with it. And yeah, have fun.